Orion and the Dark by Emma Yarlett. My name is Orion, and I guess you could say I'm scared of a lot of things. Mom tells me I just have a big imagination and there's nothing to be frightened of. Well, that's easy for her to say. As far as I can see, the world is full of frightening things, but there's one thing that scares me more than anything else: the dark. Of course, I've tried all kinds of things to solve the problem, but nothing ever works. And before I know it, it's bedtime again. Good night, Orion. Good night, Mom. I hate bedtime. The night that changed everything began like any other. I kept an eye out for monsters, and I kept an ear out for scary noises. But as it got darker and darker and darker, I couldn't take it anymore. I've had enough of you, Dark. I wish you and your scary sounds and your murky monsters and your pitch blackness would just go away. And that's when something strange happened. Outside my window, the dark seemed to come alive. And then it came inside my room. I was feeling more scared than ever before, even more than when I went to the dog show with Grandma. But Mom always says it's important to remember your manners, especially when you're greeting visitors. So I said, "Hello, I'm Orion," and put out my hand. "Hello there, I'm the Dark. Now, Orion, it's time for you to stop being so afraid of everything, especially me. Let's go on an adventure." Of course, normally I'd be scared stiff of going on an adventure, especially with a terrifying creature like the Dark. But the Dark wasn't quite what I had expected. First, he asked to see the shadowy and scary parts of the house, the nooks and crannies where monsters live. And you wouldn't believe this, but some of the darkest places turned out to be the most fun. Even having fun couldn't stop me from being scared for long, though. Together, we bravely went outside to find the frightening sounds, and when we found them, they weren't frightening at all. The Dark asked me if I'd stopped feeling afraid. I said I felt a little better, but there was still one place that made my knees wobble and my tummy twist with fright. The awful place where the dark is the darkest of all. And so off we went, on one last adventure, all the way up into the night sky. There, in the darkest place of all, I realized the dark could be fun, and the dark could be interesting, and the dark could be magical, and most of all, the dark could be my friend. And nobody, not even me, is scared of their best friend. But too soon, we had to go home. As the sun began to climb back into the sky, my friend began to fade. It was time to say goodbye. I've had such a super-duper, spiffadocious, incredimundo adventure, but will you ever come back? I didn't want the Dark to go, and so he promised, I'll never be far away. And from that night on, he never was.